Namaste. Why meditate? Meditation, the importance of meditation is very clear nowadays. A huge number of people speak of meditation, the need to meditate, and so on. And luckily, fortunately, it's becoming popular, it's becoming more widely practiced. And that's a wonderful thing. So, let's look at what happens when we meditate. More than meditating, it's being meditative that is important. I'll tell you why. When we meditate and when we actually are able to meditate, the mind, the body, the systems in the body become at ease, they become relaxed. When the systems are at ease, when the body is relaxed, the mind is relaxed, there is a certain physiological change that happens in the body. And in my understanding, the important change that happens is, there is a certain relaxation in the whole system inside. Remember, the human body is 70% water. That means there are fluids inside that need to flow and flow comfortably without obstruction and so on. And then they'll keep all the organs, the various parts of the body well supplied with nutrition and whatever is needed, whatever is coming from those systems. So when we are meditative, a certain amount of vasodilation happens. This is my observation. The breath becomes easier. The breath becomes a little more relaxed. And when we become meditative, the body is relaxed, the stomach in particular is very relaxed, and the whole system becomes a little more at ease via the what I call the vasodilation of the system. When this vasodilation kind of a situation happens in the body, the fluids flow better and systems start functioning very well. So that means we are able to switch into the parasympathetic much more easily, much more effectively, where the body heals, repairs, and makes itself capable of handling all the stresses, turmoil, difficulties, etc. that normally happen in life. So this is what happens when we sit down to meditate. So becoming meditative means becoming at ease. Have you noticed these palm trees, coconut palm trees? I love to watch them. Sometimes I actually go and stand near them, and I marvel at how so much water is lifted up. We never hear any pumps. There are no pumps that kind of pump the water up. Yet the water is effectively pumped beautifully. And it's collected in those little coconuts, or big coconuts sometimes. And what water. Such pure, nutritious, filled with all kinds of nutrients and so on. And also when the water is rushing up or moving up, we don't hear it. It happens, in my understanding, because the tree is at ease. It's meditative. That is what we need to learn from the trees, the coconut trees, to be meditative, so that systems become at ease and everything flows. Remember, the most important nadi is it's not really a nerve, but it's one of those pathways for movement of energy. One of the most important nadis is the sushumna. And the sushumna is usually under a lot of pressure, and because it's a very fine nadi, it's under a lot of pressure because of all the emotions, etc., that are coursing through us, all the stresses that we build into our system and so on. So the sushumna is usually under stress. It's kind of strangled. But when we are meditative, when we are in meditation, when we are at ease, this nadi, the sushumna, begins to relax, begins to open. That means the energy from the Mooladhara begins to move upwards, if there is energy. A lot of people deplete that Kundalini energy But there are also people who don't, who are able to hold that energy, and then this energy is able to move upwards towards the Sahasrara. That is the importance of meditation, of being meditative. I hope you can also become meditative, learn breathwork techniques, etc. Connect with anyone who can teach you these techniques and take advantage. Namaste, all the best.